I just think it's appropriate for me to make a disclosure. My law firm rents space from Mr. Smith in the original Stocking Works building. I don't think it presents a conflict of interest in any way. We've been there 3 years. We recently extended the lease. I wasn't involved in the lease negotiations because I knew that I was running for council at the time, and that I might be involved in making decisions relating to the expansion of the Stocking Works area. The lease is at market rate. It increases annually based on a CPI index, and
It's actually way below rate.
Wait till next year.
Other than Mr. Smith being the best landlord I've ever dealt with, I don't see that there's any conflict of interest, but I thought a disclosure was appropriate.
One other question. Will there be any other uses above the State Store building that we should be aware of? Because, I mean, it's a multi-story building.
That's correct. And I guess what we could do is that's something, I mean, ultimately we'd like other uses. If the borough's, I'm really only interested in getting the liquor store, the anchor. So if the borough decided that we don't want those other uses to take place until a later time, that would be fine with us. It's a bit of a hardship, but we could live with that.
But the building is multi-story.
Yeah, architecturally, we don't want a single-story building there.
Do you have a designation for that other space? How it's going to be
The
used?
type of use?
Yes.
Office.
Okay. I just think we needed to know what's being built.
Any other discussion? Okay. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
I did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The other issue to be discussed is whether council will support phasing of this project in terms of allowing the appropriate preliminary and final development of that carved out portion, correct me if I'm got this wrong, but carved out portion of the larger project to allow building to occur in that section before the remainder of the project is fully designed. Is that
Correct.
That's all right? Okay. Do I have a motion?
Julie, if I may, not being familiar with the layout of the property, the number of lots that are involved and other issues, I just want to clarify or ask you to clarify that what this resolution is doing is not in any way waiving any of the requirements of the land development ordinance or the zoning ordinance, and not in any way committing the council to anything other than the idea that they would accept an application that may not show all of the details of the project, but to the extent you have concerns about stormwater and other issues that are on a larger scope, clearly those will still be need to be addressed in the ordinary course.
Right.
So I just want to clarify that it's simply allowing or showing an acceptance of a phased project, but not in any way waiving any rights or requirements that the developer may have.
Okay. Can I have such a motion?
I'll restate my motion again with the context that the solicitor has just correctly prefaced it with. And with that, the motion would be to allow phasing of Stocking Works 2, to allow application and consider early approval of the State Store location.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Do we have a recommendation from the Planning Commission in support of this, or has that been discussed at Planning Commission?